Okay, my students, up to now, whatever we have read, let's recapitulate all the things that we read about what is computer, what are input output devices, what are input output devices doing in our computer system, how the processing take place, what is computer, and what is memory. Now, next concept. You must aware about that when we have learned hardware and software in our first lecture. So I told you over there that these three things which we have not discussed over there, I told you that we will discuss it later. So that is operating system, language processor, application software. Okay. So first of all, operating system. What is operating system? We need operating system in our computer to do work on the computer. Why? Because operating system work as an interface between hardware and software. I wrote many definitions regarding that in a technical language which you can read on your screen, but in the common language we will discuss what is operating system, right? So first of all, the operating system perform the following function: provide the instructions to prepare user interface, load necessary programs, coordinate how programs work with the CPU and other hardware components, and manage the way information is stored on and retrieved from disk. What is the meaning of retrieved? Means whatever the data we have stored, if we are going to use that data again, if we are going to see that data again, that means we are retrieving that data. There are various types of operating systems: single user, multi-user, batch processing, multiprocessing. Again, it's a new concept which we will discuss in detail later. Here you can see in the diagram also, operating system is there, and if operating system is there, only then you can use your computer and only then you can create a bridge between hardware and software. It works as a bridge between hardware and software. Next, application softwares. What are application softwares? Application softwares are those software in which we use our general tasks. For example, MS Word, MS Paint, MS PowerPoint, all these are come under the category of application software. And later, the application software also divided into two parts, that is custom software and general purpose application softwares. General purpose application softwares are those software which are designed to do some specific tasks, some general tasks. For example, MS Word. In MS Word, you can write letter, you can write story, whatever you want, you can type over there. In MS Excel, you can do your calculation work, right? And custom software. Custom softwares are those application softwares which are designed for some specific purpose, which are designed for some specific organization or for some company with that, and that software is used by that company or that organization or for that particular task only. For example, you have seen that in many companies they have their own software in which they are saving their detail of inventory or other stocks, whatever the things are, right? They have their own software which they have developed according to their own need, but they are come under a category of application softwares. Now I'm again showing you one slide, application software, and you can see number one, word processing software. Word processing software are those software in which we can type text, in which we can make our documents. Electronic spreadsheet. What is the meaning of spreadsheet? MS Excel. You have done in your previous classes too. Database management system. Remember in the 8th class we have done MS Access. That is will come under the category of RDBMS. Same equal to the same like DBMS, but the difference is that MS Access is relational database management system. And other software which are used for multimedia work, for graphics, for presentation work. You can give me one example. Yes, MS PowerPoint, in which you right now you are seeing the different slides. Next is system software. Now never ever get confused with the two terms. First one is system software and second one is operating system. Don't get confused with these two terms. These both are not same. Operating system, it is an interface between user and hardware. We discussed already, right? And what is system software? When we combine more things with operating system, the combination, the package of those parts become a system software. What we can include in it? Operating system, utility software, language processor, device drivers. Operating system we already read, and next the part we are going to read further. Now, very important thing, language processor. You must be very much aware about it. What are language processors? Remember, when we were talking about memory, I told you about bits, right? So, then over there we read 1, 0, 1, that were bits. And that is a part of machine language. Now, what is machine language? Your computer is just a machine. And this machine don't understand any other language except machine language. And that machine language is 1, 0, 0, 1, whatever the term is. And I told you, 1 means electricity current flow on and 0 means electricity current flow off. So, if our computer understanding only machine language, then how we can do programming in different kind of languages? How? Because in between, the language processor is helping us to convert any type of language into machine language. Alright. Now, if I'm talking about language, that doesn't mean I'm talking about English, Punjabi, Hindi. No, I'm talking about programming languages. Alright. Now, let's read what is written here. A language processor is a software program designed or used to perform tasks such as processing program code to machine code. Very simple, don't get confused. It's saying that it converts programming language into the machine code. Language processors are found in languages such as Fortran and COBOL. Fortran and COBOL are given the name of languages. Okay. Now see this diagram, very important. Source program means the program which is created by you. And now you are not a user anymore. You are a programmer. So, the source program is a program which is created by you with the help of any programming language. And then language processor convert this source program into target program. And what is the meaning of target program? The program which is written in the machine language. Why? Why we are converting it? Because our computer can understand only machine language, and that is 0 and 1. 0 means electric current flow off and 1 means electric current is on. Now further, the language processors are given below. Number 1, 2 and 3. First one is assembler. What do you mean by assembler? Assembler is a language processor which convert assembly language into machine language. Now you are very much aware what is the meaning of machine language. Machine language is that language which is understood by the computer, and it is the only one language which can computer understand. Assembly language is a type of another programming language which were used in past. Okay, and to converting assembly language into machine language, which language processor we used? Assembler. Next is interpreter. This language processor convert HLL. What is the meaning of HLL? High level language. High level language program into machine language by converting and executing it line by line. Okay. And next is compiler. This language processor also convert HLL program into machine language, but it convert the whole program in one go and report all the errors with line numbers. Now it's so confusing. What is interpreter and compiler? Both are language processor. I am repeating again. Interpreter and compiler. Both are language processor. Interpreter convert high level language program into machine language line by line. Now I am going to give you one example only and you will come to know what I am talking about. Remember, we were doing QBasic in class 6th, 7th and 8th. QBasic, remember? In that language, you wrote one program, and when you try to run that program, it starts showing you error line by line. You have to rectify the error of first line in which is showing the error. Again you run the program and again it starts showing you the error in the next line, and so on, line by line. But when you are making program in C++, for example, that is also high level language, then we use which language processor? Compiler. And what is the difference between interpreter and compiler? Compiler convert whole program into machine language and give you error at once. Again I am going to repeat it. पहले हम कौन सा करते थे? क्यू बेसिक. क्यू बेसिक में हमने क्या देखा? एक हमने हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज की है क्यू बेसिक, उसमें हमने क्या किया? प्रोग्राम बनाया और उसको जब हमने रन करने की कोशिश की तो उसने दिखाया कि फर्स्ट लाइन में एरर आ रहा है, तो यू हैव टू अमेंड दैट एरर and then you run again and start showing you error in the next line, and so on. Means and you just type the line and it starts showing you error, right? You have not written the whole program, you just type the line and it starts showing you error. If you amend that error, only then you can type next line. Clear? So it means the interpreter is converting the HLL program line by line. But in compiler, you wrote whole program. In the 9th class, in the 10th class, we were doing C++, right? So what we have seen over there, that you type the whole program and then you go for the control plus F9 command. And when you use this command, it starts showing you all errors at one time below the screen. You have to rectify all those errors, only then you can get the target program, you can get the output. Okay, so now see, you can see source program, intermediate code, processing, and then interpreter. Means in between, it's for each single line it's asking you to amend the error, to edit the error, only then it will go further. But in the compiler, source code, and then it give you error report. When you rectify the error report, it execute the program. Okay, I hope it's very clear to you. So let's see the next topic, that is difference between interpreter and compiler. Very important, interpreter and compiler. So interpreter, what it do? You can say by yourself now. It convert line by line. Yes, line by line conversion. But whereas in compiler, it convert the whole program. And interpreter error finding is fast. How it's fast? You just type the line and side by side interpreter is showing you error. You have to rectify that error, only then you can go to the next line. Error finding is slow in compiler. Why? Because it's showing you all the errors in the end of the program. Next is compilation is slow, but compilation is fast in compiler. Alright.